Are we rolling? Hey everybody, welcome back to yet another episode of My Music Journey. And if you still haven't subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? Remember guys, turn on the notification bell, and if you may do me a favor of liking this video, if we can get to about 100 likes, I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the love and support. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode. Thank you so much for taking our last video to 1,000 views in less than a week. You guys are amazing. And what I'm discussing about today is something that affects a lot of people in the public space. Of course, it does affect everybody in general, but the pain of being in the public space is that you cannot really share what you're going through. You know, we've mastered the art of sharing just enough. You know, we've mastered the art of shutting up, basically. As I have said it before in my previous videos, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, a lot of things that will go untold, but here I am debunking all of those myths, demystifying. Good. See, now I gave you another dictionary worthy word. I told you every time you tune into an episode of My Music Journey, you need to have your dictionary handy. Demystify. Oh, I wonder where I get these words from, people of God. And do forgive me for my voice, it's a bit groggy. I was singing this past Friday, and yeah, you know the story. Before we dive deeper into the issue, I just want to tell you guys that I might be in a city near you very soon. With my first vaccine jab in my arm already, it's been close to 3 weeks now, and I'm feeling okay. Just waiting for the second jab, and then from there, I'll be able to travel to any place around the world. Oh my goodness. People of God, I can't wait to dance Tambira with you guys. Oh, Lord, it's going to be glorious. It's going to be amazing. So as I have already said, people of God, I'm going to be rewinding back to a couple of years ago. Let's call that period the pre-corona period. I was having the time of my life, people of God. I was traveling all over the world. It's like you spend all your life praying for that door to open. You spend all your life praying for a miracle to happen. And then it finally does happen. What you do after those floodgates of heaven have opened up in your favor is totally up to you. But sometimes it's really not easy to see that you are falling on the wayward side. So in between hopping from Africa to the Caribbean to Asia to New Zealand to Europe and the USA, I began to lose myself. What do I mean by that? Remember, when you go out to minister, when you go out to perform or to sing, whatever you might want to call it, you are literally pouring out of yourself. You are pouring whatever God has deposited in your spirit out into the lives of other people. Now, when the floodgates of heaven open in your favor and you find yourself hopping from country to country, you don't even have time for your spirit anymore. You don't have time to fill that cup anymore. You're so busy. The saddest thing about it is you don't realize it when it's happening. You think you're okay until you start breaking down. So I found myself somewhere around 2019, and I'm sure it was exacerbated by the fact that I also lost my mom during that period. So loneliness slowly crept in. You know, people of God, in my view, there's two different types of loneliness. There's the type of loneliness where you have absolutely nobody. Like you have no parents, you've got no partner, you've got no family, you've got nothing. That is being lonely. And I really, really feel for people who are going through that at this present moment. And then the second type of loneliness is the type of loneliness you feel when you're surrounded by people. There are some artists who have never traveled outside their country. When you're practically hopping from country to country, when you're practically globe-trotting, gallivanting, like you're catching a matatu, that is a very blessed life. The kind of life that many people in our space live and die without experiencing. And there you are, feeling depressed and lonely. what do you do? When it all began, I didn't know I was facing an actual problem. Because with such things, the saddest part about it is you don't realize it until you're so deep in it that you really can't get out. It begins with resenting people, you know? Because remember, there's fatigue as well. There's burnout as well. You're so tired. Yes, you're living the dream, but you're tired. Every place begins to look the same. I remember there's places, oh, I'm so sorry to those promoters who went out of their way trying to give me a tour of their city, of their country. But I am so exhausted because I've just been performing in another country, just the previous day or 2 nights before. And I'm exhausted. I know I need to give 100% to all the people who would have bought their tickets to come and see me. They don't expect a half-baked Mkhululi. They expect the full show. They expect the Mkhululi who rolls on the floor. They expect the ever-smiling Mkhululi. They expect the energetic Mkhululi. Now here I am giving excuses, Which brings me to another point. Do you know that artists or people who are in the entertainment industry, if I may put it that way, are the strongest people I know? Because we are the people who get flu, like we get an actual cold. There are times when I've performed sick unto death, like, when I feel like I'm literally gonna fall off at any moment. But, we just brave through it because you guys would have paid your hard-earned money to come and watch us sing, to come and be encouraged. So you are not the bad guys. You're actually the good guys. So after that fatigue that keeps you in your hotel room for longer than necessary, you find yourself sleeping in the hotel. You can't even move. You want to be called. You want to be picked up just when it's time for you to perform, which is something that a lot of promoters also don't understand because when they invite you, they want to take you to the venue so that you can sit through half the night only for you to take the stage at midnight. With all due respect, people of God, I love that. I love watching other people minister. I love being a source of encouragement because I know it does something to certain people, not everybody. It does something when the main artist for the day, when the main guest artist is there sitting through your own ministration, you feel important. You feel a certain sense of accomplishment. But there is Mkhululi, tired to the core. Trust me, people of God, even if they do make me sit at the front, I will not be able to remember anything because I am there half asleep, half dead practically. So trust me, keep me in the hotel room. It's not even a matter of arrogance, people of God. I love people. I love spending time with people. So when I found myself falling in that particular category, it began to really trouble me. I was wondering, okay, is it pride finding its way into my heart, creeping into my life? What's going on with me? That's red flag number 1. Number 2, it's like a ripple effect. Because the more time you spend by yourself in those hotel rooms, the more time you find in those long haul flights for 12 hours, for 17 hours, you're spending all that time on your own. And half the time, you find that you're the only person of color in that particular compartment. So there's nobody who really wants to talk to you. I mean, I am all for harmony. I'm all for oneness. But, there are certain things that have never changed. There are certain things we're still hoping will change. You sit next. I'm reminded of this other lady who sat next to me. And she was so annoyed to be sitting next to a person of color in such a way that she went to the air hostess to complain, to ask to be moved to another seat. But sadly, the flight was full. So she was forced to sit with me there. And people of God, it's so sad to sit next to somebody who doesn't want to sit next to you because those airplanes, those seats are not very. Oh, by the way, please book me on business class next time, people of God. See, on business class, you don't even care who's sitting next to you. But in economy, you can't help but touch somebody, not deliberately. You're not grabbing them, but you can't help but find your arm, touching against their arm or something like that. That lady would freak out every time my skin would touch her skin. it was so painful. And I remember it was quite a long flight. I think it was one of those flights from I don't really remember whether it was from the UK to Suriname or the UK to Trinidad and Tobago, but it was one of those flights. The woman was so uncomfortable. And when somebody feels uncomfortable next to you, the problem is that they will show you. And if you are a lover of people like me, you feel uncomfortable yourself. If there was another way, if I could sit on the floor, like on the passage of the aircraft, I could have sat there just for the sake of peace, because I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I'm emotionally drained. I'm leaving my family behind. I'm traveling to this place, sometimes for the very first time. I don't know what I'm going to encounter there, because there are some places, by the way, I've traveled to and I've been held hostage in the hotel room. Yeah, it wasn't in the 18th century, it was now, just a couple of years ago, in this lifetime, in this century, I've been held hostage before. And I've got several artists who are willing to back me up on this one. I'm all about wisdom and keeping people's integrities intact. If you are going to lose hope in somebody, you're not going to lose that hope through me. I want you to continue believing in those people. I want you to continue supporting those people. But this person literally kept us in a hotel room. I remember I survived for close to a week on 1 meal a day. 1 meal a day. I said it, 1 meal a day. But those are the kind of things that we will not be able to tell you. So imagine, try to get into my state of mind at that point. I'm coming from a place where I've been heavily mistreated. And now I'm going to a place where somebody wants to give me their all, where somebody wants to show me how much they value me. But I am of no use to that person because I am emotionally exhausted. I am mentally drained. That can really take its toll on you. Because now you are conflicted between being a good person at the expense of your mental health and sanity, and just avoiding any contact with anybody just to maintain your sanity. Because the good thing about the hotel room, people of God, or your place of residence whenever you go minister or perform in a certain country, when you are in your space, nobody can accuse you of saying anything nasty. Nobody can accuse you of having attitude problems. Nobody can accuse you of anything negative, basically. You're not talking to anybody. You're just there with your Netflix and chill. And you know what, fam? What makes that loneliness even worse is when you are in a different time zone altogether. Because there are certain places that are so far apart in terms of time zone. You find that when it's morning in Africa, in that particular part of the world, it's nighttime. Let me let you in on a little secret, fam. There is nothing as scary as your own thoughts. There is nothing as scary as your own thoughts, because when you're by yourself, it begins like a harmless process. You're just thinking things through. You're not even paying much attention to what you're thinking. But there comes a point, especially when you spend such huge amounts of time by yourself, your thoughts can consume you. I remember several times when I got panic attacks. This is the first time I'm even mentioning this, Nobody knows this. Even my family doesn't know this. I used to get really intense panic attacks on tour in the hotel room by myself. And I would cry. I would cry my eyes out. Yeah, I know already. I'm a crier, guys. But when you're by yourself, everything makes you cry. I remember watching America's Got Talent, those golden buzzer moments. I cry over that. I watch a movie where something good happens to somebody good, I cry. I've always been that one person who loves to see good things happening to good people. So yeah, that's my weakness. So what I'm saying is that in a way, this COVID-19 pandemic, in as much as it's really been a strain to many of us, it almost made us lose our sanity. But it came at a point where some of us really needed that moment to stop and relax. Like I told you in the previous video that 2020 was supposed to be one of the busiest years of my life. So when the pandemic hit us, everything was moved to 2021. And the pandemic is still upon us even in 2021. So everything has been moved to 2022. So what that means is that I've received basically 2 years to regroup, to refill that cup. It's so important, people of God, just to take a rest, spend time with family. You always think that talking to them is the same as spending physical time with them. It's not the same, people of God. So it has really put me in a better position to be of better ministry to everybody out there. So what am I saying? Artists, entertainers, people in the entertainment industry, people in public service, it is so important to take time out for yourself. Take time to regroup. It's not a sign of weakness. It will save you a world of trouble. It will save you those suicidal thoughts. Take time out. It's not failure. It's time out. It's good to take time out. Take care of yourself. Your mental health is the key to the longevity of your success in this industry. I hope with those few words I've managed to encourage somebody somewhere going through a bit of depression, going through a bit of mental health issues, beginning to doubt yourself, beginning to doubt your thoughts, beginning to think that you're going mad or something like that. It's perfectly normal. Just take time off. Take time to breathe. So my final words to you, fam, on this episode are that be a bit kinder to these people in the public light. Be a bit kinder to these people in the entertainment industry. Be a bit kinder even to your friends, because you don't know what they're going through. The stuff they could be going through, but they just can't bring themselves to sharing that with you in this very moment. So be a bit kinder out there. In a world where you can choose to be absolutely anything, choose to be kind. It will not kill you. With that being said, thank you so much for joining me for yet another episode of My Music Journey. I look forward to seeing you again this Wednesday. Remember, the time is 6 p.m. To those of you who have not yet turned on their notification bell, please do so right now. Remember to like this video. Remember to share this video. Remember to drop your comment down there. Let me know what you think of these episodes. And let me know if there's anything in particular you'd like me to address on this episode. I love interacting with you. You are the wind beneath my wings. Take good care of yourselves, guys. God bless you. And remember, Mkhululi loves you, but God loves you best. Bye.